me. I have been keeping an eye on it all the way through the day, and basically, if it's going to happen, it's going to be a storm that hits the circuit, and there is a 60% chance of it raining any time now. It will alleviate if it does not. I'm told that there is actually rain over Milan at the moment, so that's only 30 kilometers down the road, and it could come in this direction. So we're keeping an eye on the weather as the racing progresses. We had a bone dry X30 mini final, and I think that was exactly the way for it to go. But now it is time to duel the fastest class of the IAME Euro Series, the gearbox finale for 2018. From Salbris to Salbris to Marienburg to Wackersdorf and then to Castelletto, we have had some amazing battles. 7 epic races for points this year and an abundance of heats. Now the 8th and final point scoring race of the season. We've had 3 race winners. Stentorian Pirimagi has won 4 times. Thierry Del Rey has won twice. And Nico Rohrwasser has taken victory in the pre-final. For 7 of these men, there is absolutely, well, 8 of these men, I should say, really, there is absolutely nothing to lose, and everyone wants to go out on a high. For 2 men, it's now or never. Thierry Del Rey of Belgium leading the points tally ahead of the Estonian Stentorian Pirimagi. It's time to battle one last time. 19 laps on the board, and this is going to be one of the toughest races of the weekend. It's the longest race of any of them of the entire weekend. The final in Senior Super Shifter. And now the drivers will go to battle. Mario waves the green flag, and it's time to go around on the formation lap. They'll come back and line the karts up on a standing start grid, and then they'll charge forward for the victory, for the title. Nico Rohrwasser and Carlos Leon on the front row of the grid. From Stentorian Pirimagi and Thierry Del Rey fighting for the title. Kevin Ludi and Philip Siever making an all-Swiss third row. From Kasper Korjus of Estonia and Francis Christopher with the Portuguese star Joao Diaz, and then the Swiss driver Michel Biviga. So, as we go into this race, the points tally between Del Rey and Pirimagi is just 4 points. It is the closest battle in the 2018 season, and it's going to come to a head with this race. Whoever beats the other effectively has the potential to win the title. It could come down to the very last point. It is so close between these two. 4 points separates them at the top of the table, and there is also a pretty epic battle for third in the points table as well. Kasper Korjus has 239, Ludi has 238, Leon has 236, and Siever has 234, and even Rohrwasser has 231, so any one of the 5 of them could still be third in the points tally. Nothing is certain, everything is up for grabs, and it is going to go to the very last lap of the very last race of the very last weekend of the season. I can't wait. It's absolutely the title decider that we wanted in IAME Euro Series X30 Super Shifter. And nearly 150 people watching along on the stream at home for RGMMC Live. They all want to see this moment as they battle for the last time in 2018. Are we going to see a showdown worthy of the IAME Euro Series? It is an amazing tussle between 2 men who have controlled most of the victories over the course of the season. Stentorian Pirimagi and Thierry Del Rey. So Stentorian Pirimagi on 3rd position on the grid, the Estonian. 4 wins over the course of the season. Del Rey, 2 wins and 4 seconds. Can we see an amazing epic showdown? It's time for battle. Rohrwasser, Leon, Pirimagi, Del Rey, Ludi and Siever. Lights on. Let's race at Castelletto. What a start from Leon. Pirimagi and Del Rey side by side as they go into the first corner. No problem at all as Pirimagi holds on to 3rd position. Del Rey chops across on Kevin Ludi, but Carlos Leon, the Spanish wonder, has gone into the lead at the magic start. So Rohrwasser second from Pirimagi and Del Rey. The championship battle begins between these two as we blast down the back straight, and Del Rey's going for Pirimagi very early on, and he's through. Oh my goodness. And now Pirimagi having to defend from Kevin Ludi. So Del Rey deciding enough is enough. I want to beat him, and I'm going for it straight away. Del Rey is through into 3rd position. A sensational move in a turn 6 from the Belgian, and he is now through in a third position. Now, on the back of Stentori and Pirimagi. Is that Ludi or is that Siva? I think that is Ludi. So Kevin Ludi on the back of Stentori and Pirimagi as Leon has got Rohrwasser breathing down his neck. They come through at the end of the first lap, and it's Leon from Rohrwasser, Del Rey, Pirimagi, Ludi, Korjus, Siva, Shani, Piviga and Joao Diaz. And if it stays like this, then Pirimagi and Del Rey will be tied in the championship. 259 points apiece, and it would go to Pirimagi based on their number of wins. So Del Rey has got to move forward and hope that Pirimagi goes backwards. But if it stays like this, with Pirimagi on the back of Del Rey, then Pirimagi will be champion by virtue of the fact they will be tied for points, but Pirimagi would win on countback with 4 wins to Del Rey's 2. That's how close it is, but they're a dead heat on drop scores at the moment. Del Rey is third, behind Rohrwasser and the race leader Carlos Leon. Rohrwasser's trying to make light work of it. Can they make this happen now? Through the S's. If Del Rey can get past these two and win, he would be champion. It's time to go to battle. Down the back straight. Lap 3. Rohrwasser on the back of Carlos Leon. Carlos Leon, if he stays where he is actually going to move up to third in the driver's standings. So a victory is very important for him if he can get there. Rohrwasser's battling for third in the driver's standings as well. They battle. Rohrwasser runs wide. Del Rey's through in a second. Pirimagi is going to go through. Del Rey to the lead. Del Rey has taken the lead here on the third lap at Castelletto. I don't believe it. Del Rey has come through into the lead of the race with Pirimagi down to 4th, and that would make Del Rey champion by 3 points. So now Pirimagi was looking to be champion. Now Del Rey is going to be champion if it stays like this. Carlos Leon in second position in front of Rohrwasser and Pirimagi. Thierry Del Rey has come straight out of the blocks and he's going for the victory. He knows that a win is what he needs to get this job done. But it might not be enough because Pirimagi can still move his way forward, and if he continues to do so, then he will have a chance to win the title. Pirimagi battling with Rohrwasser as he comes into third position. Pirimagi's got to be careful. Rohrwasser still battling away. Kevin Ludi's getting very close in behind the Estonian now as well. But Del Rey leads. Carlos Leon second from Rohrwasser and Pirimagi. Pirimagi, who won the first 4 races of the season at a canter in the pre-final and final at Salbris and Marienborg, now is having to fight for the title. 4th position in this race is not going to be enough if Thierry Del Rey is going to win his 3rd race of the season. So Carlos Leon in second. 3rd is Nico Rohrwasser, but Pirimagi's going to have a look. Rohrwasser defending beautifully though from Pirimagi at the moment. It's a tough place to overtake at in Super Shifter. But Pirimagi's going to look for it. He's going to dive up the inside. No, he's not. Rohrwasser moves to cover again. And Rohrwasser wants to get 3rd in the point standings at the moment. Slipping down to 3rd would mean he would be 5th. Tied for Korjus in 4th on the points, but he would get 5th on drop back. So Pirimagi still coming after Rohrwasser. Thierry Del Rey is now lapping as fast as he possibly can to try and get away from Carlos Leon. 3rd is Rohrwasser. 4th is Pirimagi. 5th is Ludi. 6th is Korjus. They go down the back straight. Korjus is making his bid to go past Ludi into the right-hander at turn 6. He can't get through. But for Del Rey, he's got pressure from Carlos Leon, and the Spaniard did tell us on the grid that tyre management is going to be the most important factor in this race. We're on lap 6 of 19. There's a long, long way to go still. So Thierry Del Rey leading the way and looking to be the winner of this race, and with it, the Euro champion in the IAME Euro Series for Super Shifter. If he stays where he is in the lead of the race with Pirimagi down in 4th, that will be enough to be champion. What an effort from Thierry Del Rey. He has been absolutely monstrous in this race. Pirimagi, though, has still got a long way to go. Sat behind Nico Rohrwasser, who sets the fastest lap of the race, a 49.687. Only 0.04 of a second slower than him on that lap was Pirimagi, and that means he was faster than the race leader. So there's still a long way to go. And Pirimagi knows that this race, again, is also going to be about tyre management. He's got to be patient here. He's got to let the race come to him. but he can still be champion even if Del Rey wins the race. He's just got to pick up some more points and negate what happened at Wackersdorf. He's got to get a stronger performance in the final than he did in Germany. Fourth position is not enough. Third position is, he's going to dive for the inside of Rohrwasser, and he's through. Ludi comes by as well, and so too does Kasper Korjus. So Pitemagi into third position. Now, when they come across the line at the end of the lap, we will figure out what that means in terms of the point standings. But Stendorian Pitemagi has set the fastest lap of the race on his bid to get into third place, and that is what he has done. Now, just two men to catch, Thierry Del Rey and Carlos Leon. It's all about the title now. And with Pitemagi up to third, it's going to be very close from here on in. We're on lap 8 of 19. There will be 11 to go at the end of this one. And as they come across the line, we will find out what moving up into third position will do on dropped scores. Carlos Leon right in behind Thierry Del Rey. And as things currently stand, Pitemagi will be just 2 points behind Thierry Del Rey in the championship fight. If he can get into second, they would tie for points, and again it would go to Pitemagi. But Leon's not interested in that. He wants to win. He wants to be third in the point standings. He's looking at that at the moment. He'd be 7 points clear of Korjus and Ludi, but he wants to end his season on a win. His first season in the IAME Euro Series, Carlos Leon, and he's been one of the stronger competitors, particularly over one lap. But now Pitemagi is working hard to beat him. He's going to try and make a move at the inside. He thinks better of it. There's a long way to go, Pity. So Stendorian Pitemagi, they're in third position behind Carlos Leon. But to win the championship, he has got to beat him. Thierry Del Rey in the lead looks good. 2 points clear on dropped scores of Pitemagi, who's got to find a way through past Carlos Leon. It comes down to the wire. It's like Brazil 2008 in Formula 1. It is literally down to the last couple of points. But if Pitemagi passes Leon, the two men at the top of the table will be tied for points, and it would go to Pitemagi on countback of victories. So that's how important it is for Stendorian Pitemagi to overtake Carlos Leon. But Leon wants to be third in the point standings. He wants to move forward. You are potentially looking at the top 3 drivers of the 2018 series on the podium later. And they could also be the 3 drivers on the podium overall. Pitemagi's got some attention now from Kevin Ludi. The Swiss ace is now on the back. And keep an eye on Ludi. Here comes Pitemagi for the move. This could decide the championship. Pitemagi through past Carlos Leon. Second position. Now, we will await confirmation on the virtual championship, but it looks to me as though with Pitemagi through in a second, that would be enough to clinch the title. I'll double check when they come through across the line, but with Del Rey leading and Pitemagi second, I think that would make them level on points, and Pitemagi would not even have to pass Del Rey to be champion. He would win on countback with 4 wins to Del Rey's 3 if it stayed like this. So Pitemagi is right in behind the Belgian, but Stendorian Pitemagi doesn't do conservative. He'll want to win. He'll want to win the title and beat the Belgian in the process. Out of the final turn and across the line. We'll wait for the update in the virtual championship points. But as it stands, it will be tied for the points. Now, according to that, if it stays like this, apparently, because of the way the countback will work, I think it's actually going to be because Del Rey has got to drop a lesser score than Pitemagi. Pitemagi would still lose the title to Del Rey if it stays like this. So now, whoever wins the championship is going to be the one who wins the race. And as it stands, they are tied for points, but on dropped scores, Del Rey would be the champion. So that is how close it is. It's Del Rey versus Pitemagi. They are tied for the points. But if it stays like this, Del Rey will be champion. Pitemagi will be second. So now Del Rey is into defense mode with 7 laps to go. He chops across Pitemagi. No chance of a way through there. But according to the virtual championship I've got in front of me, Del Rey and Pitemagi would be tied for points. But because Pitemagi has a second and a third compared to Del Rey with a very similar position, Del Rey would pick up a second final victory. Pitemagi would be basically tied for points, but because Del Rey has more second places, the countback would go the way of Thierry Del Rey. It's so close, down to the wire, and Del Rey, if he stays in the lead, is going to be champion. Pirimagi is going to fight it forward. Oh, he's gone over the back! He's gone over the back of Del Rey and onto the grass! Pirimagi's gone on the grass! Surely it's all over. Del Rey's got trouble! Del Rey's off the circuit! Del Rey's cart is broken! Del Rey's cart is broken! He's stopped out on the circuit! Pirimagi's kept going! Disaster! The title contenders have hit each other. I never thought I'd see the day. Now Del Rey is out. Pirimagi has kept going, but if it stays like this, Thierry Del Rey is going to be the champion. If it stays like this, Del Rey will be champion of 2018, but that is not the way he wanted to end it. Oh, very close indeed. So now the race is a battle between Leon, Ludi and Rohrwasser, and they are fighting for the victory. I cannot believe it's come down to that. The cleanest championship in the series, as Ludi is going to go for the victory on Leon. He dives up the inside. Rohrwasser is going to make a move on his teammate, and he's through in a second. Well, Pirimagi has kept going, and he is down in 8th. Now, Pirimagi is not going to be the champion of 2018 if it remains like this. I cannot believe it's come down to a showdown with them both tied for points, and they've come together. Well, out into the lead now goes Rohrwasser. He makes the move on Leon. And there's now 4 of them battling for the win. Corjus has gone onto the tail of the train. There is Thierry Del Rey out of the cart, chatting away to the stewards. No doubt, wanting to know what the clarification's going to be. But what an amazing race this is going to turn into now as Rohrwasser is clean out in front. Ludi, Leon and Corjus are scrapping over second. And this, of course, is going to decide who will be 3rd in the points table. Leon and Rohrwasser are separated by just 1 point now. So if Leon can get back past Ludi, he will cement 3rd in the point standings. I can't believe it's going to go down to the wire like this. But there is going to be an absolutely incredible finish to this season. They continue on their way. Rohrwasser still leading. 2nd is Ludi. 3rd is Leon. 4th is Corjus. Absolutely astonishing way this championship is playing out. As Carlos Leon is now hanging on to 3rd in front of Corjus. He wants to be 3rd in the points tally. But with Rohrwasser's victory looking dead cert at the moment with 3 to go. And Ludi up to 2nd place. Leon is under threat from Corjus. If Corjus gets through, then Rohrwasser will be 3rd in the points table. Absolutely unbelievable. So now Rohrwasser is leading the way with 3 laps to go and a comfortable 1.3 seconds advantage on the rest of the field. And it looks to me as though Nico Rohrwasser is going to level with Thierry Del Rey for 2 wins over the course of the season. And that will take him 1 step closer to being 3rd in the point standings. But then it comes down to where Leon finishes. If Leon stays 3rd, Leon will be 3rd in the point standings. So 3rd in the race and potentially 3rd in the point standings for the Spaniard Carlos Leon. 2 laps to go as they come through, and Nico Rohrwasser is looking invincible out front. Kevin Ludi in 2nd, 3rd is Leon, 4th is Corjus from Bifiga and Shani, from Siva and Bifiga, then Shani, then Stendoni and Pirimagi, I'm told, is now out of the race. He has retired from the race. So I think that's done it. With Stendoni and Pirimagi out of the race, that means that Thierry Del Rey is the champion. Surely. I don't think Pirimagi... No. According to the championship I've got in front of me, on the virtual championship points, Thierry Del Rey is going to be the champion by 4 points on dropped scores. It's not the way either of them wanted it to end, but it looks to me as though Thierry Del Rey is going to be the IAME Euro Series X30 Supership the champion. Nico Rohrwasser goes into his last lap. Kevin Ludi in 2nd place, and Carlos Leon battling to hang on to 3rd in front of Kasper Corjus. Up to 5th now has come Michel Bifiga. He's got past his teammate Philippe Siva ahead of Shani and Joao Diaz. But the title rivals, incredibly, have come together in their battle for the victory. But for Nico Rohrwasser, that's not in his mind right now. He's got to hope that Corjus makes a way past Carlos Leon on the last lap, but even that is looking quite tough. but Nico Rohrwasser will end his season on a high. Cautious is still trying to get past Leon in the last lap. He may still get there with a couple of corners to go, and it will decide third position. He's up on the inside of Leon, but Leon holds him off, so it's going to be Rohrwasser. Rohrwasser wins. Look back, look back. Who's going to get third? Third in the finish and third in the points is on the line. It's Leon. Leon gets there in front of Cautious. Leon by 8 thousandths of a second. And that means that he will be third in the point standings. But as Nico Rohrwasser takes his second win of the season, Carlos Leon is third in the race. He will be third in the point standings. Stentorian Pirimagi is the runner-up. But Thierry Del Rey is going to be the IAME Euro Series X30 Super Shifter champion in the most dramatic of circumstances. Nico Rohrwasser wins his second race of the season. Kevin Luddy in second place from Carlos Leon in third. Kasper Cautious is fourth from Michel Bifiga and Philip Siva, Christiani and Joao Diaz, with Stentorian Pirimagi and Thierry Del Rey out. It's like Michael Schumacher and Damon Hill in 1994 all over again. There is Del Rey walking in. He's not happy with the way that's ended. He'll still be the champion if it stays as it is, but that is not the way he wanted to win it. And right now, that's all he can think about. Well, an incredibly dramatic end to the 2018 season, and Carlos Leon is going to come through. There he is, third.